Testing, testing, testing. All right, we straight up. Hold on. Looks like okay. We straight now.
Verse 13.
Please.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 13. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination.
Mm-hmm.
The eagle and the ossifrage.
You said it right.
Ossifrage. And the osprey.
Uh-huh. And the vulture.
And the vulture. And the kite after its kind.
Right. What you gonna read on? You gonna keep going down. There's gonna be a lot of famous birds: ravens, owls, a cuckoo, a swan, a pelican, a stork. Read 19. It's my favorite one.
And the stork, the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the lapwing, and the bat.
If you just listen to Leviticus 11:19, you would have had a summer this year. You understand? America is concerned. America reports. I'm going to go off with their report, not what I believe. America reports 200,000 COVID deaths to date. 200,000 Americans would be alive if you only followed the Bible like you claim you do. Like how you have brothers put their hand on when they commit petty crimes and you convict them for long sentences in that courtroom. And you make them put their hand on that Bible as if America abides and lives by the laws of this Bible. When Leviticus 11:19 says, do not eat the bat. And if you're saying that, well, it ain't starting in America, it started in China. If blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians ruled the world, nobody's eating bat. No. So you misunderstand. These laws are for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to govern the world. These are our laws for us to rule the world. And if you haven't noticed, from the white man being in power, whoever's in power rules the world, meaning you pass the laws down to the world. America said being a homosexual is okay. So everyone everywhere feels comfortable doing that. Why? The superpower that runs this earth said it's okay. You understand? America sets laws and other countries follow suit. Give you another one. America is a fiat currency. Meaning what? It's not backed by anything. Other countries have currencies backed by metals. Meaning the gold is this. We have this much of this money. So our $1 is worth this much in gold. That's how they get their value. You understand? America's a fiat currency. I believe it's the first of its kind to be backed by nothing, just the word of the government. That dollar you have in your pocket is worth $1 because the government says so, not because it's actually 0.0067 grams of gold to the dollar. No, that dollar in your pocket is worth $1 because America said so. Meaning if America say, your dollar ain't worth nothing no more, you're broke. Straight like that. They're a fiat currency. They run the earth, and still knowing that their dollar is backed by nothing, meaning basically their money is worth nothing, the entire world bows down to them. When you are a superpower, you create the laws. Look, I'll run it. Say again.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Your dollar's backed by nothing, and everybody who's backed by gold, silver, platinum, copper bows down to you. You say, look, this is what I'm finna do. I'm finna do this, do this, do that. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm finna decide my money ain't really worth nothing, but I'm going to tell you it's worth something, so you're going to treat it like it's worth something. Like, that's some power. I know yours really got weight behind it, and mine don't, but you're going to obey mine as greater. Like, America's only behind, like, 3 currencies in the world as far as value. That's the euro, the pound, and something else. Meaning when you run the world, you delegate what everybody else do. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, when we run the earth, Leviticus 11:19 is put into play, and nobody eats bat, and everybody gets to enjoy their summer in 2020. You understand? America doesn't have to lose 200,000 people, which is a tragedy. It's a tragedy. 200,000 people, 200,000 of your citizens die. It's a tragedy. That's 200,000 families burying somebody. It's horrible. 1 second. It's terrible. You understand? It's terrible. 200,000 people had to get buried by their families. Like if you just let Christ, here's the thing: you let Commander Johnny Hanna. Y'all watched that presidential debate last night. Most of y'all, I missed it, unfortunately. Believe me, I like comedy. I love comedy. I know. I done heard it. Hey, hold on, let me sidebar right quick. So like you, I can please, so like you. God, euro, pound, Chinese dollar in America, like Kashak said. Like, somebody got after that, after the debate, right? I'm watching the highlights, like little snippets here and there, but I wasn't in the mood to just watch it right now. I might go home and watch it tonight, right? This devil got on. This devil got on. He got on one of these news outlets and said, my daughter was watching a debate with me. She's 6, and she's watching it with her mother, and she just cried because Trump is so disgusting. I'm like, she know what's going on? Like she crying and I'm like, it sounds like she got bigger problems. This sound like you might want to seek some help for her. She don't know none of the phrases and terms being used, and she running around crying like, it's comedy. Like that was comedy to me. Your 6-year-old daughter is crying over a debate where she knows neither participant, none of the words they saying, not what they debating for. At most, she knows that one of them is the president and this is a presidential debate. At most. Like she don't know nothing else. She told us she cried and she ran in the room because Trump's so horrible. I'm like, this had to be comedy. This had get up.
Sir, get you a good drink.
I'm trying to tell you.
and watch that thing.
I think I'm finna get down. I think I'm gonna say that for Saturday night. Saturday night, like a boxing match. I'm finna say that. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, that's hilarious. I seen that devil say that. I said, damn. I said, this must have been something. He made the 6-year-old run out her room and cry. I said, he must have said something. Even she knew what was going on. Like, damn, he said, look, no more popsicles. She done ran in the room. Good night. Oh man. But when you why don't you let Commander Johnny YAHANNA run America? If you'd have had somebody like that in charge, when you run in the world, hey China, no, you can't eat no bat. They try to say it's a lab disaster. What you testing? Why are you testing a genetic a modification of the flu virus? Why are you messing with that in the lab? It's not creating a cure for the flu, right? The flu comes around every damn year. It's not creating. Why are you messing with that? That would be outlawed. You understand? That's biochemical warfare. That'd be outlawed. Simple things like that people don't understand is the result of having incompetent leaders. The person who runs this earth is just ill-equipped to run the earth. And Commander Johnny YAHANNA and I.S.U.P.K, we're just very equipped to run the earth. We very well know what we're doing because we follow the Bible. We wouldn't have ate a bat. Y'all had a wonderful summer. A lot of the elderly died. Sad thing, none of your elderly would have died. All right. Let me see. All right, drop that. Go ahead and drop down to Leviticus 19. Let me see, 11 and 24.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 24. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening.
Right.
Until the evening.
That's basic, good.
And whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening.
Now, what does that mean? Whoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean till the evening.
Carrie?
I was very literal when I came into the truth. If I go into my refrigerator, I lived with people who wasn't in the truth. I go in the refrigerator, I'm trying to make a turkey and cheese, and it's ham on top. I would slide my finger to the turkey and just slide it out like, all right. That way I'm not bearing the all of the carcass. That's not what that's talking about. It's talking about carry. But you got to think of the context of this, right? It's talking about slaughtering a pig and carrying the dead body. What do you have on your? Now you got blood and fluids in your clothes. You see what I'm saying? That's what that's talking about. It ain't talking about moving the package of ham from your sinful family members to the left to grab the turkey. That's not talking about that. All right. You can also, when you're in a store or if you're in a supermarket or something like that, you can move like I do it all the time. You have to. There's pork everywhere. You can move something out the way to grab something else. The pork is wrapped, vacuum sealed, and all of that. There's no pork you're actually touching. This is just plastic. The buyer.
So like in my case, right? Let's say I have to class, and or I have any function in a UPK, and I have to touch to get in contact with a swine, and if I put the gloves in my hand, would that be sufficient?
You touching the raw pork? Raw pork, the
Con.
actual pork.
If I put the gloves in my hand,
Yeah, you put a glove, you good. Like I worked as a cook. When I worked as a cook, I had to. It was one night. They was like, "Can you cover the night shift?" I'm like, I told you I don't work nights because the sun go down. Now I'm unclean the next day. I'm like, no, I work 7 to 3. That way, whether it's wintertime, summertime, whatever, I'm gone and I'm clean as soon as that sun drop. They said, I need you to work nights. I had to cover for somebody. I'm like, cool, whatever. When I avoided that pork and touching anything that pork came in contact with all the way up to the last 5 minutes and I messed up. I was sewing my head. Gloves work, but it's like when you work a job, you're dealing with that pork. 9 times out of 10 is something where like there's other ways it can get on you. You see what I'm saying? Like me, I had the gloves. I'm putting the pork in the. I put it in there. It splashed on me. I'm like, I did all that work for like 7 hours to get splashed by some damn pulled pork at the last second. You can use gloves. Gloves work, but just be very mindful. You see what I'm saying? Like, I had short sleeve. The gloves only came here. I was breaking it up like this. Like, I wasn't for none of that. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm like, if it touches you, you're unclean. The pork touches you, is unclean. That's it. Gloves works. Gloves is tawab. You can avoid it. Cool. And then remember, with the seasons, it changes as far as when you're clean and when you're unclean, right? So during the summer, until like 8:30, right? Around right now, you good at like 6:30, 6:45. You know what I'm saying? In like a month or two, you're gonna be straight at like 4:30. Like UPK love the winter because you get to go get some cheeks and then come to class. I like it. UPK like we love the winter. It's like you didn't. That's like the perfect charge up for class. You in class? That's right. You, you in class wilding because you was able to do something because the sun went down. You know what I mean? But yeah, gloves is usually sufficient for swan. Just make sure because that splash. You know what I mean? Drop down 27. It's for Africans. 27. Bye. You got the mic. Leviticus 11 and 27.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 27.
100. We just ask if they got it. Say, oh, Hakim got it.
I was waiting for him.
Yeah, but you want to ask because he probably got it.
Oh, Hakim got it. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all men of beasts that go on all four, those are unclean unto you. Whoso touches their carcass shall be unclean until the evening.
Right, those are unclean unto you. If you go to, I ain't gonna say all of Africa, be found out a liar. I'm pretty sure it is, but you go to certain parts of Africa, they will cook you a dog.
Right.
Man, they will cook you man's best friend. They will put man's best friend on the stick for you and feed you man's best friend. They'll do it in China too. And you think I'm lying? Like they will have the whole dog dead and roasted,
Right.
like the whole thing, not like a fish with the head cut off. The entire dog dead, um, fur taken off and roasted, or hair taken off and roasted. You understand? They will do it without a problem and serve it to you. They chop you up. I'm trying to tell you, they chop you a piece. If it got paws, it's unclean. You cannot eat stuff like that. In their defense, what I heard recently from America wasn't a biblical defense. They say, of course, this is another vegan and vegetarian tactic. I'm only keep bringing them up because those people teach as doctrine. I don't care if you live that lifestyle. I keep saying that it's not unlawful. You want to only eat fruits and vegetables, or fruits and vegetables and dairy. That's fine. That's none of my business. I eat steak. You do you do whatever you want to do. I eat steak. They teach it for doctrine, and you can't do that. When people eating dog or it hit the news in America, it been known. But when it came a big story in America that the Chinese was eating dog and Africans were eating dog, vegans, vegetarians got on the news station and said we can't judge them because we eat animals too. This is why the Bible is so necessary. We eat clean animals. Now a lot of people still eat pork and those other, but she's referring to, of course, all animals. You eat clean animals. You're in the perfect position to judge somebody eating dog. The perfect position. It hit the news over here, and they like, you can't say nothing about that. That's their culture. That's why your culture means nothing in comparison to the Bible. If your culture is all of y'all got your head a certain or whatever, nobody care about that. Nobody care. What you're not going to do is go against the laws of the Bible. You understand? You want to be Chinese and y'all all speaking what the hell ever, and y'all all act this way and do this. That's fine. But you're not going to eat dog. And you're not going to do anything else against the Bible, regardless of what your so-called culture says. Because if that's the case, the culture of a black American is to rob, steal, and kill. Why go to jail when I rob, steal, and kill? I don't understand. That's my culture. That's how I was raised. They was raised to eat dog, and they pride themselves on that. That's something they do. We gangsters. In the hood, we believe ourselves to be gangsters and gangbangers. That's something we pride ourselves on, and we was raised to do. It's the same criteria. But we go to jail when you tell us that we can't judge them for that. By that same criteria, somebody who's in a gang should be able to go to the judge, go to court. He should be able to say, "You can't judge me. This is my culture," and he should walk free. You know what the problem is? It's very selective. It's very selective. The world cares about everybody but you. All the laws and all the cultures except your law, the Bible, and your culture. That's the only thing the world will tell you can't do. They'll say that you cannot be an Israelite. You can't teach you. You seen it earlier this year with celebrities. You cannot tell black people they're Israelites. You cannot live by the Bible. You can't do any of that. You cannot do it. What can you do? You can go eat dog. Bible say you can't eat bat. You can go to China, eat bat, and cause a global pandemic. But you can't. You just can't be you. God forbid you be you. You getting locked up. You getting harassed on the corner. They're in complete violation of so many laws of the Bible, and they walk free. Or they can't even be judged, I should say. It's garbage, Hakim. Go down. Read 29.
Verse 29. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creepy things that creep upon the earth. the weasel, and the mouse, and the tortoise after its kind.
Mm-hmm. You
And
can't eat mice. I'm Salakia. There's videos on the internet. Again, if y'all think I'm being racist for any heathen that's spying on the UPK in his class, I ain't being racist. What I'm about to say, you can go ahead and you can watch online. There's videos of young Chinese women eating mice while they're alive. While they're alive. The mouse is wiggling, whole back and the whole tail and feet over there wiggling. And he doing this like, help me, save me. I am not to be eaten. Why is she eating me? And she's just smiling and waving at the camera, dipped them in some soy sauce and popped them in. Like, I ain't telling you nothing ain't real. You can't eat mouse. Like, you would think you ain't got to tell somebody this. All the diseases they carry. It's like somebody saying, catch that mosquito from Africa. It's a lucky. Catch that Nile virus mosquito and go. Like, get anybody.
The Bible saying the creepy things. That means the Lord is disgusting.
No, not creepy. Not creepy. Not creepy. All that creep. Meaning all that, like this. All that creep. He said the creepy things. Nah, not the creepy things. Read verse 31, what he talking about. Matter of fact, read 30 first. Just read on.
31?
30.
Come. And the ferret,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Chameleon.
chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole.
People love rich people love escargot. Right? It's not a delicacy. You don't get rich. See, here's the problem. People get rich and say, now I have enough money to defy God. Before, while I was poor, I couldn't defy God. And when I say people, I mean us. Our rich and famous entertainers that we love so much, it's all in their songs. Like, started with oodle noodles and now I'm eating lobster. Like, that's not an upgrade. At least the noodles was lawful. It's packed with sodium, but it's lawful. That's the famous one. Jump from oodles noodles to lobster. That's like he you heard that? Like he on now. He eating lobster. Another one is escargot. Escargot is seen as just a rich person's delicacy. When you paying tens of thousands of dollars for something that's not even clean. And I'm serious, tens of thousands of dollars for something exactly. It's a snail. You want one that bad, you can just go to any project and go pluck around the dirt for a little while. Escargot. Escargot. And I might just go to the hood and go pick a couple up and go sell them. Make a cool 40K in a minute. That's escargot if you need escargot. You understand? But it's unlawful. All right. The mole. I don't think nobody eat mole. Verse 31.
These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever do it, touch them when they be dead, shall be unclean until the evening.
Whosoever doth touch them when they be dead shall be unclean until the evening. All right. Creep. Those are all the things that creep. Let me see. 32. Yeah, that's good. 32.
Okay. 32. And upon whosoever, whatsoever, any of them, when they are dead, do its fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be any vessels or remnant or raiment of skin or sack, whosoever vessel it be, wherein any works is done, it must be put unto water, and it shall be unclean until the evening. So it shall be cleanse.
Now peep this, right out there. I'm reading all this, and you think I'm saying something new, and I'm not. If a mouse get in your kitchen sink, what you finna do? In your kitchen sink. Other than throw the dishes out, because half of us is like, them dishes is gone. They get us gone. Right? What could you do though? What does some people do? Okay.
Wash the sink or wash the dish.
Wash them. You wash them. You understand? You wash them. You might want to throw a little bit of bleach on it. You don't know where he came from. You know, these rats in the hood be in everybody's house. He done came from such and such house, and you know what she got, so you might want to bleach your dishes. But it's not like this is new. This is science. Washing your dish after a centipede is in your sink.
Yeah.
Seem like so regular to you because it's clean. You can go to houses and they will brush that centipede off the plate, shake it, wipe it or something, and put it back in the rack. To you, it's normal. This is science. You see how science is actually very simple. It's very simple. Why would you do this? You don't want what the mouse got. You don't want what the centipede got. Bakaria? Oh. You don't want whatever that is got. If it's unclean and it touch your dish, you clean it and it's you know what I'm saying? It's unclean till the evening. Let it dry, basically. Understand? It ain't that difficult. Get that. Even dishes are scientific. You don't gotta look at Mars and all of that to be scientific. You wash your dish after a mouse was on it. You wash your dish after a couple ants on it. You crush an ant on it or something. Look at you. You a whole scientist. 33.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 33. And every earthen vessel